tragedy, I want to introduce you to Avriana Patton, who's a former middle school teammate of the Nashville shooter. Avriana, first off, we are so sorry for everything that your community is going through. I know you're there in Nashville. Tell me, what was your reaction initially when you heard that a shooting had happened?
I was just, when I heard about a shooting, I didn't even correlate the two. I just know that morning I had received that type of message, and I tried to respond, encouraging words, but then I was just like, I screenshotted it to my dad, and I was like, Dad, should I say something? And if so, what do I do? How do I respond to something like this? And he was like, call the suicide prevention, and then we went from there. Well, I went from there.
Right, and so tell me from the beginning here. I mean, you received a message through social media from the shooter saying what?
She said that, would you like for me to read it verbatim?
Sure.
Okay. All right, she said, so basically that post I made on here about you, that was basically a suicide note. I'm planning to die today. This is not a joke. You'll probably hear about me on the news after I die. This is the last goodbye. I love you. See you again in another life, Audrey. And then There's more to it.
I mean, that's horrifying. And that message came to you at 9:57 in the morning. Is that right?
Yes.
And then you told your dad just a few minutes later.
I screenshotted it to him.
And then you called the suicide prevention hotline.
Yes.
And you're taking all these actions, and you were taking them quite quickly. Did you feel like you were doing it fast enough at the time?
Yeah. I was just doing what I was told on the phone.
Right. And so what did the suicide prevention hotline tell you?
They asked me, was I the person that needed the assistance? And if not, they would need the person that needed the process or assistance to be on the phone. And then they suggested me to call the sheriff's department.
So they pointed you to the sheriff's department, which you also called them, right? Mm-hmm. Around 10:14.
Let me just confirm that for you. Just gonna confirm at sheriff's office at 10:13 a.m.
At 10:13. This is also the same time that police are responding to calls of shots fired at 10:13. Do you feel like the system fell apart here?
I'm not here to point any fingers. All I know is here to tell my process, my story. This is what happened.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You acted quickly.
I just need solutions. When you receive a message like that, how do you respond to something like that?
Well, it sounds to me like you did the right things. You went through the process. You took action immediately. You made the calls. You were concerned. You didn't brush it off, right? So now that we're 24 hours out, we know what happened. Again, you took all the steps. How are you feeling in the face of this tragic outcome, and what are you seeing in the community right now?
It's devastating, it's mind blowing. Like, I'm just still trying to process it into my city. Like, I'm here with you. I'm walking this with you, it's just devastating. It's truly devastating, like unbelievable.
Why did the shooter reach out to you? I know that you played basketball together when you were younger. You weren't that close as adults, right? So why were you reached out to?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm asking God the same thing. Like, I just still don't. I don't know.
It's hard at a time like this, right? When we have so many more questions than we have answers.
Yeah, because it's just like, I'm just blown away. Like, I'm just like, I can't believe this. I truly can't. and to find out like later it was tied to what I was calling about. It's just like crazy.
Right at the same time. Have you spoken with police since?
I have spoken with the investigation team, yes.
So you're working with them as they try to unpack this?
I spoke with them, yes.
Yeah. Ariana, I mean, thank you so much for your time. And I know that you feel like this is